three emotions, three negative emotions that everybody's struggling with: fear, worry, and anger. Today we're going to talk about how we can fix it. But before we do that, show reel. So there are three negative emotions that everybody is dealing with at all time, not necessarily only when you are in depression, but when you're in depression, these are coming up more often, and you wake up that you are just like overwhelmed by them, right? So the three of them are anger, worry, and fear. Now, I want you to analyze each one of them, and I want to show you that it's possible to change it. Because what we do mostly, we focus on these emotions, and what you focus on expands. So no wonder you have a miserable life if you keep focusing on them. So I don't know if you guys ever had those moments when you just are trying to keep calm, but somebody comes with a statement. It's always that one person that is like, just, bubbles it all up. It's like you are like becoming a volcano, and you see how your anger is growing. You're like, God, if I will put my hands on you, you might not be alive, right? I don't know if you guys ever had that feeling before, but I did numbers of times. That is clearly anger. This is why we need to learn how to deal with it. We really need to learn how to deal with it, because we can't just go there and strangle people, okay? That's illegal, okay? Gonna go to jail. So imagine when that emotion comes up, right? That anger. You see it coming. You can change it. You can change it and use it for your benefit. You can use it for anything, absolutely anything. You can use it for overcoming depression. I'm not joking. Okay, so you can absolutely use it. So how do we do that? Well, we have to understand what anger is. Anger is a moving emotion. What does that mean? That means that when that anger comes up, there is something you have to do. There is some kind of action that's connected to it. Okay. Now the action is not to strangle people. Okay. The anger is not to hit somebody. The action is not to scream, to yell. Okay, that's not the action. That's not the proper action. So one question you need to ask yourself when this emotion comes up, okay, like a volcano, is it anything I can do to solve the situation? Or there is nothing I can do to solve the situation? Let me give you an example. Let's say you're too angry that your political candidate for presidency never made it to the finish line, right? Is it anything you can do about it? Well, I guess not, okay? Unless you work in politics, okay? If there is nothing you can do about it, you need to let that go, okay? So instead of being angry and screaming and, nervous about it, you need to let that go. Why? Because it will eat you up. If there is something you can do, sure, go do it. Okay. When somebody angers you, a kid, a person, anybody around you, right, angers you, ask yourself the same question. Is it anything I can do for it? Yes, I can have a nice conversation, tell them that this is not appropriate, this is not, fine, or there is nothing I can do about it, because it's not my kid, because it's the boss, and I really can't get angry at my boss or tell my boss what to do, and then let it go. Let it go. Okay. So anger has always to do with some kind of action. One type of action is to let it go. The other type of action is to take the next step and do whatever you need to do. Okay. Now that we straightened out anger, okay, and every time it comes in, how to maneuver it. Another emotion that I see people having all the time, I don't know about you, but it happened to me for many years. It was worry. This worry, it just keeps you up at night. Like you can't sleep, okay? your mind is keep going to think and overthink and redone and redo and just keep on doing, right? Okay. Let me tell you something about worry. No amount of worry ever has solved any problem, okay? It doesn't matter how much worry you have and how many thoughts about it, it's not going to solve your problem, okay? This is why we need to figure out this emotion so you can sleep at night, not just have insomnias for years about one problem that you have, okay? So you can sleep properly, not have headaches, not have anything like this connected to worry. So this is how we fix worry. It's very similar to the anger that we just talked about. We take what we worried about. We worry about this. Okay. If I do this, what's the worst thing it can happen? Your mind will tell you that in 1 minute. Trust me. You already know the worst thing it can happen. You don't even have to ask this question. Trust me on that, okay? You already know the worst thing that can happen. But ask yourself another question. The second question, what's the best thing it can happen? And put that on paper. And draft at least 5 to 10 points. So if I do this thing, I know the worst thing, your mind will tell you that, don't have to draft that on. But what's the best thing it can happen? For example, if I'm changing jobs, I'm looking for a new job, I already know that if they fire me from the new job, I'm going to end up with no job. Okay, I already know that. But what's the best thing can happen? Maybe I am going to love my job. I'm going to love the people there. I'm going to be very successful. I will have opportunities for advancement. I'll make more money. You see, instead of worry, go for it with everything. It's in line with the best. Okay? Concentrate on that. And then you decide, I'm changing my job because I really don't like this one and I want a better job. And that's it. That's it. You can sleep now. Worry about it tomorrow when you apply. Now that we solve this problem, a lot of people also are having many fears. I don't know about you, but I used to be afraid of my own shadow, okay? Probably you're not afraid of your own shadow, which is good, yay! Okay. But many people out there, they're afraid of simple things like, for example, driving. It's true, okay? Or afraid of changing relationships, of just leaving a bad relationship and moving on to a life on their own. They're afraid because they're like, what if, I can't find somebody? What if I can't make it by myself? What if nobody loves me? Right? So, if you have solved the problem of anger and worry, okay, which I gave you already how to do it, okay, fear is always going to come up. Everybody's afraid of something. Trust me, even Tony Robbins is afraid of something. Nevertheless, you can't live in fear. If you live in fear, just imagine that you live in a jail of your own mind. Now, would you like to live in a jail or would you like to be free? Okay, so which one would you prefer? I would say that you would like to be free. If you do like to be free, and comment below and let me know that you want freedom, okay? Because I would choose freedom. If you do want to be free, then you have to break through that fear. You can't depend on people, that are driving you around. They're not your babysitter, okay? You can't depend on somebody abusing you in a relationship just because you're afraid to get out. You have to break through that fear. You really have to break through. You just have to make a step. And the way you make that step is very simple. Has anybody else was able to do this before me? Go and find models and mentors and people that can help you pull you out. Go and find these people that can help you, give you the motivation and the encouragement to do this. Okay? And if it's possible, you can do it too. I know you can do it. You deserve to not be afraid and just do it. And guess what? If you are making a mistake, well, you have time to fix it instead of worrying about it for the next 10 years and doing nothing. Okay? So, to recap, I showed you guys tricks how to deal with anger, worry, and fear today. And I trust that if you use these 3 strategies, they would really, really help you out in every challenge you have in life. If you guys like these kind of videos, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell below. If you know anybody that is struggling with these emotions, have anger, worry, or fear, please make sure you share this video with them. It would really help them out, okay? Because I am dedicated to make daily videos to show people how they can actually get out of pain and suffering so they don't have to suffer anymore. Love you guys.